Hello, my lovely friends. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Well. Okay, so I went to the movies today. I found myself dropping off some teenagers, but then they couldn't get in to see the movie because of the time of day. It's late, and they needed to be chaperoned. So I had to go to the movie. Didn't want to. But I went to see this movie, and the movie was called Meghan. Now, I just want to throw something out there to you guys. Am I talking a lot about this and my mind is warped? Or did this movie almost make me feel like I was watching the Harry and Meghan horror show? Okay, so listen to this concept of this movie and let me know what you think, because I found some correlations. I found some correlations with the things with Harry and Meghan in this movie I saw called Meghan. What? Crazy. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Unfortunately, I can't show the actual trailer right here, but the link is in the description. Please look at the trailer of the movie and then come back to watch the rest of my video.
Okay, so you can see this movie is about this little girl who has a toy doll that is a computer robot doll. And here is the premise. And I found these correlations to kind of give some perspective about why Harry is doing what he is doing. Because a lot of people want to say, it's Meghan's fault, you know, and then some people are saying, well, Harry knows what he's doing. He's a grown man. I blame him too. But it's all in how you look at it, who you blame. So let's just, for the sake of trying to understand this in a way that is with our current day real reality and that of fiction of this movie called Meghan. A robot engineer at a toy company builds a lifelike doll that begins to take on a life of its own. And I attribute this to our Meghan Markle, because she started out as this girl in Hollywood who wanted to create her new reality. She wanted to build a better career for herself. She wasn't content with being her mundane acting self, but as she got more access to her goal of being an actress, she started to take on this different persona. She started to change, and she started to become more than that innocent young girl that once played a fairy princess, but she started to become a real life fairy princess. And it all began when she met Harry. She started to change. She started to become really a different person. That's what happened to this little girl's doll, Meghan. The doll Meghan became really attached to the little girl that was her main programmer. She connected herself, the little girl, to the doll. And so the doll was then programmed to take on the commands and the leadership of the little girl, who I would say in this whole story and drama is Harry. The little girl is 9 years old. Harry lost his mother when he was 11, but he was still young, similar to the aged 9, 11 prepubescent child. And so the little girl lost her parents in a car accident. And she was traumatized, very similar to what has happened to Harry. He lost his mother in a car accident. You know, he's traumatized, but it's when the little doll came into the little girl's life, similar to when Meghan came into Harry's life. Harry became alive. And that's what the little doll Meghan did for the little girl. She helped to fill this void of the little girl's parents. The little girl became so excited. She became alive again, being able to have this doll make her happy again, to give her the love that she was missing from the love of her parents. Now, in this story, the little girl goes to live with her aunt, who is a career woman. She's not a maternal woman. She's not really able to fill the void of a loving parent. She's a good woman, but she's got a career. That's where her mindset is. And I almost liken that, the guardian of this movie, to be like King Charles, the institution of royalty. We have a mission to accomplish. We have work to do. I love you. You're my child. I'm here to provide for you, but I can't really give you the love in the way that you need it. I can love you, but there's work to be done. You know, we're running an institution. Okay, so follow me here, you guys. Just follow me. And so the little girl is finding that she's able to come alive again with this doll, Meghan. And the little girl's aunt is there letting her have this relationship because she sees that the little girl is happy again now. She's happy because she's got the doll. She's got the doll. Well, unbeknownst to the palace, the king, and unbeknownst to the aunt of the little girl, Meghan starts to take on a very sadistic type personality, and she starts to do bad things. Yes, and what does this do to the little girl? The little girl is completely naive about it because all she sees is the joy and the love that the little doll brings her. And she doesn't see the sadistic side. She is so consumed by the joy. But it's not until King Charles or perhaps Prince William starts to see, wait a minute, hold up. What is going on with this Meghan? I don't think she's good for you. So what do? They take the doll away from the little girl. In our real life scenario, Meghan is not taken away by the king or Prince William. Our real life Meghan takes the prince away. And the little girl in our story becomes irate and angry and furious and very, almost like this evilness takes over her when she's separated from the doll. Slowly but surely, she is no longer this little girl who is happy and is able to fill this void because now the doll is gone. In a real life scenario, it's a little different. Harry is trying to fill a void to help his ambitious Meghan achieve her celebrity on the backs of the family of Harry. But the little doll is being separated from the little girl, and this turns things completely upside down. But what ends up happening in the story? People start to realize that the doll is bad. The doll has essentially done things that are very bad, and it can no longer continue this relationship with the little girl. And it's very similar to what we have now. The whole world, people see from our books that have been written about this whole drama. This woman, Meghan, in our real life story scenario, it's not good for our prince because now our prince is changing. He is becoming a different man. He's no longer the Prince Harry we once knew. He is actually not very likable. People are not really feeling Prince Harry anymore ever since he has this relationship with this Meghan. And just like in our fiction, in our story of the little doll, Meghan, the little girl is no longer this sweet little girl. She is really turning to be a bad little girl because she wants her Meghan, her doll Meghan. Well, the whole story turns upside down, and eventually the little girl in our movie sees that Meghan is just not a very nice little doll. No, she wants to hurt the little girl's auntie. And that's when the little girl finally snaps and wakes up out of her mesmerizing attitude towards Meghan, because she's actually able to see what the Meghan doll is really trying to do to her loved ones. But our story is not really finished yet in real life as it is in our fictional story, which ended very badly for the doll Meghan. But in our real life story, it's not over, because our Harry, our child that was suffering mentally from the loss of a parent, has not seen or is not able to see what Meghan is doing to him. That's where we still are in our reality. But if you watch the movie about the doll Meghan, you will see it doesn't end well. And it won't end well for Prince Harry. I can't say how it will end. I just know that the outcome from what has begun in this whole saga of real life royalty, it cannot possibly have a good final fairy tale ending. Oftentimes, art imitates real life. And for me, going to see this movie that I just didn't plan on seeing, it really made me see that fiction is really imitating real life in a very kind of correlating kind of way, if you know what I mean. The doll doing these dances and just taking on this whole persona really lets us know that in real life, when you have such a big imaginative way of living in life, where does it end for you when your ambition, your desire to be more than what you were supposed to be, how can that actually end for the better when you keep striving for more and more and more and more and more? Like our little doll Meghan in this movie. She began to be more than what she was programmed to be. And she kept going and going and going until there was a force strong enough to give the doll Meghan a smackdown that you can't continue doing this anymore. There had to be an end to the madness. And in our real life scenario, there is no end really in sight for the madness that we see, because we know the royals never complain, never explain, never complain. They keep their dignified silence. I just question whether or not within that silence, does it continue to embolden that which continues to want to strive to be bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger? That's my question. I'm just looking and observing and making a correlation. I don't know. Our drama of royal reality that we see today is still continuing. And I wonder where it will end. We know where it ended in the movie Meghan. We just don't quite know how it's going to end in our real life royal reality.